Dude, the R Kappa users are the Rainbow Six players. Man, Rainbow Six is a trip, dude. That game is crazy. Everybody's fucking racist. The first time we played Rainbow Six, man, this is a good story. This one's got to go up on the YouTube. Someone remind Moss to put this up. The first time I ever played Rainbow Six Siege, right? We launched the game, and we're playing as a group. And it's like, we have like a 4-man group, I think, right? We have a 4-man group. And I'm like, all right. We got one rando. It's all right, teams of 5. One rando. I'm like, no problem. That's not a big deal. We join the match, right? We get into the match, and I hear this nasally, which coming from me is a lot. I hear this nasally. I could hear it through his voice. He was this pale, fat little white kid, right? He just gets on the mic. This nasally little kid voice. And he just goes, if any of you look at me funny, I'm gonna shoot you on the spot. And I was like, Jesus Christ. It's like my fucking second game of Rainbow Six, right? I'm like, oh my God, this fucking little white kid. Like, I'm like, he's just gonna team kill us on the spot if he looks at me funny. Match starts, right? I'm gonna respect the kid's space, right? So I just I'm playing Rook. He gets armor at the beginning of the match. You can give your teammates. I drop the armor on the floor. I walk to the other room to go reinforce. The little white kid, he does his reinforcing or whatever. He walks over into the room. I'm like reinforcing a wall, and from the side, he just goes, I warned you. And boom, and he shoots me in the head and kills me. Just team kills me for no reason, right? And I'm like, this little motherfucker, dude. I should have known he was going to shoot me anyway. I didn't even look his way. I didn't even give him the time of the day. I just stayed away from him, right? And then, like, the next round starting or whatever, holds down the all chat again, and he just goes in the chat. If any of you are white, we're gonna have a big problem. And I was like, no wonder he fucking shot me. He could smell it from a mile away. He knew who I was. He realized before I didn't say anything. I didn't even type in the chat. This little kid fucking found me out. I was like, God damn it. It was my second or third game of Rainbow Six I had played. All right. I was like, this fucking kid, dude, threatened my life. He shot my ass. He told me if I was white, we were gonna have a problem. It was bad. It was a bad time. And also, he might have, for the record, had the worst aim I've ever seen a human being have on a mouse and keyboard, besides maybe Filipino Man. It's like the second worst aim I've ever seen in my life. I was like, Jesus Christ. Filipino Man said, we've been playing a lot of Rainbow Six. We've been playing a lot of Rainbow Six Siege. Filipino Man says, about a week into us all playing together. Oh, I get it now. And we're like, what do you mean? And he goes, I didn't realize that when the recoil happens, if you hold down, you can stop it. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, like, I thought, when like you shoot, the gun goes up. I didn't realize that if you hold down, like, you can compensate, like, the recoil stops. And I was like, no, you can't, that can't be true. You can't have just realized how recoil works in a shooting game. This doesn't make any sense. Come on, bro. Like, you're fucking with me. He's like, well, I don't play a lot of shooting games. And I was like, oh, no. He's serious. I was like, no, Anton, don't tell me it's like that. It was the craziest sentence I've ever heard in my life. I've never heard anything like that. It was wild. I didn't know what to say. You know what's funny about that is it reminds me of when I was younger and I was playing shooting games. I was like 14 or 15, right? Maybe actually younger than that. Maybe 13 or 14. And when I used to play shooters, I used to have kids all the time hate on me for being an old man because I had a deep voice when I was younger. And so people would be like, look, old man. They said I sounded like an old smoker on my Xbox Live mic. They'd be like, look, old man, go fucking get a job. Why are you playing a fucking shooter on the middle of a day and a Tuesday? And I'd be like, bro, I'm like 14. And they're like, nah, bro, you're like 40 years old, you fucking bitch. And I'm like, what? How old are you? And they're like, 17. Get a life, loser. I'm like, I'm younger than you. And they were like, nah, bro, you're fucking, I can hear it in your old man ass voice. And I was like, all right, well, what am I supposed to do? And then I'm like, fuck you, little kid. Go back to school. I just start talking shit as an old man. I was like, yeah. Didn't YouTube comments think I was a black guy? Yeah, on a lot of my, like, the first video where I ever showed my face, there was, like, so many people that were like, yo, Sajam, I always thought you were a black guy until I saw you. I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
So hard. I mean, and they...
That's a very surprising thing for me to hear.